And welcome to Green River Aquatic Center, site of the 2022 Last Chance Meet. It's the best swimmers from Lyman, Evanston, Green River, and Rock Springs all meeting, with each of them having one last shot at qualifying for state. I'm Elan, coming to you live from the Plains Tire broadcast booth as we get set for what has become, honestly for me, one of my favorite events on the Wyoming sports calendar. A lot at stake here for each of these young men competing in the heats you will see before you, taking place over the next hour and a half to 2 hours. It'll get started in about 15 minutes. And when you look at the heat sheet, which is kind of giving us the list of who's swimming in what event, it does look like you have a good mixture of both athletes who have already punched their ticket for the state meet in Gillette next week. Also, some that are right on the cusp. And today, as the title suggests of the event, is their last shot. We're going to talk more about it when we come back. This is the 2022 Last Chance Meet, brought to you by Phillips Law. Phillips Law is a law service, a full-service law firm located in Evanston, Wyoming, here to serve you. You'll have your case evaluated for free, confidentially, and with no obligation on your part. Phillips Law provides each client attentive individual service of the highest quality. The staff at Phillips Law believes exceptional client service and consistent positive results obtained on behalf of their clients sets them apart. Please contact Phillips Law today. Phillips Law, a law firm you can trust. And a big thank you to Phillips Law for making this broadcast possible. We'll be right back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
A beautiful day in Green River, Wyoming, as we join you live from the Green River Aquatic Center right next to Green River High School. Elan, Olliff bringing you the action live from the 2022 Last Chance Meet. And it's going to be Evanston, Lyman, Rock Springs, Green River. Some big names in Wyoming swimming are here. That includes Rock Springs speedster John Spicer, the Evanston standout Jackson Nichols, as well as the sophomore sensations out of Lyman, Bo Buskell, and the hometown kid Zeke Reading from Green River. Those are just 4 names of many you will hear. And as I mentioned before the break, looking at the heat sheet telling us who's going to be swimming in what event, there are some guys that are participating in events they've already qualified, but maybe, just maybe, be looking to improve their stock and improve their seeding going into the state meet next weekend in Gillette. And it's also a mixture of guys who are maybe a second or less than a second off of qualifying times. We'll be keeping our eye on 2 sets of qualifying times, the 3A and the 4A. Green River and Lyman competing in 4A, and Rock Springs and Evanston, Green River and Lyman competing in 3A, Rock Springs and Rock Springs and Evanston competing in 4A. So when we talk about 4A time is this and 3A time is this, the 3A times will apply to Green River and Lyman swimmers, the 4A to Evanston and Rock Springs swimmers. It'll get started with event number 1. Of course, that is the 200 medley relay. And each team, Green River and Rock Springs are the only ones entering teams in that. We'll have an A team and a B team from the Wolves and the Tigers, respectively. As we are about 10 minutes away from getting started, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll continue to get you set for the last chance meet live from Green River High School on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim on mylocalradio.com. Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Music is a path to lifelong learning and knowledge of self and culture. When we sing or create music, we use all parts of the brain and supports healthy social development. Music training can improve recall and retention of verbal information, advance math achievement, boost reading and language arts skills, and even increase the average SAT scores. Music's fun. Lessons can be in person or online.
This is Mindy Olliff, owner of Piano with Mindy K. I teach students from 3 to adult. Visit pianowithmindyk.com today for more information or to sign up for lessons.
We are only about 8 minutes away from our first event as they are already setting up the scoreboard for the 200 medley relay. As we are live from the 2022 Last Chance Meet. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll talk with Evanston swimmer, Mr. Jackson Nichols, on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil and Lyman Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified Level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils. West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome to another edition of Get to Know Your Red Devils here with Evanston senior on the swim team, Jackson Nichols. Jackson, I got to say, we just started covering swimming last year, and it's been a lot of fun to watch you and the other seniors on the team. Just real quick, can you talk to us a little bit about what this senior class is kind of like? There's something special definitely there.
I think it's just we work so well together, and we've just been going through this together since 6th grade. And, yeah, we just work super hard, and we're always there for each other, and I think that's why we're doing so good.
And this senior year been the most fun by far?
Yeah, it's definitely been the most fun. I feel like we're the most together, and we're the most just having fun and not really worried about the results, and then the results are coming a lot better this year, too.
Awesome. So here's how the show works. I've got 10 icebreaker type questions. All you got to do is pick four numbers between 1 and 10, and those will be your 4 questions. Sound good?
Okay.
All right, so what's going to be your first one?
2.
Number 2. So we have, what's been your favorite memory from being a part of Evanston Swimming? You probably have so many top memories. I'm going to ask you to whittle it down to maybe 1 or 2.
Okay. I think state my freshman year was the funnest because it was just like the first time I've ever been at something at like such a high level as that was, and then just everyone around you trying to do the best that they can, and I think that was a really cool environment to just be around.
Do you feel like that's prepared you for all the other big events that you've been to in your career?
Yeah, just like seeing how hard some of those people work to go their best times and just put their heart and everything into it, everything they had, and that just kind of showed me what I need to do at those meets.
Awesome. What's going to be your second question?
Number 4.
Number 4. So that would be, what is a pet peeve of Jackson Nichols right now?
Oh no, like during class when people like tap their pencils, that just really bothers me. That's one of them.
Would also like someone clicking their pens kind of count there as well?
Yeah, like during starts, you'll have people like clicking their pens or like just this noise that I hear, and it's just terrible.
So it's funny. I actually, from the broadcast, I used to have those pens, and I kind of have a tick where I would just kind of click it. And I heard it one time back on the broadcast. So I've switched to like pens with lids from here on out. So I can kind of relate with that.
Yeah, it just gets to you. It's just the one thing that sticks out.
Awesome. All right. So what's going to be your next question?
Number 6.
Number 6. If you had $1 million, what would you use it on right now?
I would probably try to save most of it because I want to go to college and then just see what the future brings and when I need to use it.
What's kind of on the wish list for colleges for you right now?
I'm looking at UNLV because I have a really good swim team, so wanted to go there so I could swim, and then I wanted to get my degree in kinesiology to go to med school after. So
awesome. And can you kind of explain, kind of in layman's term, what a kinesiologist does?
So it's just like the study of the body and like the movements of how like the body works, and I just think that's awesome.
Awesome. And now you've got one more question, so just give me one more number between 1 and 10.
9.
9. What has been your favorite vacation?
I think in 2020 we went to Lake Tahoe, and that one was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Like, it was so cool because it's like the mountains and you're like at the beach too, and so it's just a great combination of both things.
Have you ever been there during the winter?
No, I've only been there during the summer, but it's supposed to be really cool there.
I've had the pleasure I used to compete in some ski competitions. Went to one there when I was in high school. It is a great place to be in the winter as well.
Yeah, it was crazy how much snow they've gotten this year too.
Yeah, you're kind of making me wanting to get out there and get the boards out, right?
Yeah.
That's Jackson Nichols. He's a senior on the Evanston swim team. Jackson, thank you so much for the time. It's been a pleasure to cover you the last few years. Anything else?
Thank you, and just go Red Devils.
A big thank you to Jackson Nichols for joining us on the pre-meet, pre-duel, or pre-meet coverage, whatever you'd like to call it. It's not exactly a pre-game show, but it is definitely a pleasure to speak with Jackson. Such a nice guy and such a well-spoken guy. Hey, before we continue anymore, I want to remind you that this broadcast is also brought to you in part by First American Title. Whether you're working with a realtor or selling your home by owner, the title company you choose really matters. They handle all the research to make sure that there aren't any bad surprises like hidden liens, unpaid taxes, forgery, easement restrictions, or access issues. At First American Title, the staff has a combined 140 years of experience and a 98% excellent customer service rating. Make the right choice. Choose to close with First American Title, 1048 Main Street in Evanston. Also, one quick reminder that this broadcast is being brought to you by Phillips Law in Evanston. Phillips Law is a full-service law firm located in Evanston, Wyoming, here to serve you. You'll have your case evaluated for free, confidentially, and with no obligation on your part. Phillips Law provides each client attentive individual service of the highest quality. The staff at Phillips Law believes exceptional client service and consistent positive results obtained on behalf of their clients sets them apart. Please contact Phillips Law today. Phillips Law, a law firm you can trust. And we are about 1 minute away from getting started, as our first event will be the 200 medley relay. That is the relay where each member of the team will do one of the 4 following strokes. It always starts with the backstroke, then into the breaststroke, the butterfly, and the freestyle to finish it off. Evanston Lyman not entering any swimmers in this one. It will all be Green River versus Rock Springs. They don't have any team members on the Green River teams for the heat sheet, but for the Rock Springs team, Team B for Rock Springs will be in lane 3. That will feature Aiden Nauenberg, Cameron Ribrody, Joe Rawl, and Tanner Thompson. In the A team for Rock Springs, Seth Atkinson, Carter Mick Burnett, Dalen Peterson, and Dante Moreno. So those are the first participants in this last chance meet. And the fireworks will really start flying in the next event, which is the 200-yard freestyle. 2 heats in that one as they are calling all times for their stations. I want to invite you to participate in the broadcast. Cheer on your favorite Red Devil, Eagle, Tiger, or Wolf in the mylocalradio.com chat room. It should be on mylocalradio.com. If it's not, refresh the page. It will appear as our tech master, Mr. Sean Hando, has worked very hard to make sure that that is up and running, so we should be good to go. And would love to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching from and what school you are pulling for as we get ready for this first event, the 200 medley relay. Only 1 heat, 2 teams, 2 from Green River, 2 from Rock Springs. After the 200-yard freestyle, it'll be the 200-yard IM, then the 50 freestyle, then we'll take a quick break. Then we'll have the boys 1-meter diving. 10 divers will be each executing 6 dives in that one. Then we'll take a quick break, then go to the 100-yard butterfly, 100-yard freestyle, and then we will have the 500-yard freestyle, only 1 heat there. 200-yard freestyle relay, that one will feature 2 heats. And then into the 100-yard backstroke, the 100-yard breaststroke, and then the 400-yard freestyle relay. That one features 2 heats as well. So that is the program for today as we get set for event number 1 of the 2022 Last Chance Meet here in Green River. A beautiful facility. And a big thank you to the staff and administration here at Green River High School for allowing us to come broadcast. Again, this broadcast brought to you by Phillips Law. We could not do this without the support of sponsors like Phillips Law, as well as the sponsors that you see scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So whenever you get a chance, just kind of glance down there, take a mental note, and realize that those are the businesses that make all of our coverage possible. Looks like we are ready to get started here. Again, Evanston, Lyman, Green River, and Rock Springs. There is no team scores to keep track of, so we won't go over the team score graphic. It is all about individual performances and getting under that 4A time if you swim for Rock Springs or Evanston, and that 3A time if you swim for Green River or Lyman. We're going to go ahead and go silent as we have the national anthem here at Green River. All right, so my apologies, a programming note, that was actually the Pledge of Allegiance as we get ready to go. Evanston and Lyman here at Green River. Rock Springs here as well, and of course the homestanding Wolves as we get set for our first event. It's the 200 medley relay. Green River Relay B is in lane 2, and the lanes go from closest to your screen on mylocalradio.com to furthest out. So lane 2 would be the second closest. So Green River B in lane 2. Again, we don't have names for those swimmers on the heat sheet. Rock Springs B in lane 3, and that features Aiden Nauenberg, Joe Rail, Cameron Rebrody, and Tanner Thompson. Rock Springs A in lane 4, Seth Atkinson, Carter McBurnett, Dalen Peterson, and Dante Moreno. And then Green River A in lane 5. Waiting for the beginning of this first event at the Last Chance Meet. It's exactly what it sounds like, your last chance to qualify for state. The leadoff men in each one of these races can qualify for state if their split, if their leg is under the qualifying time at 50-yard freestyle. And by the way, that 50-yard qualifying time for 4A, 24.49, and for 3A, 25.80. Again, Green River B in 2, Rock Springs B in 3, Rock Springs A in 4, and Green River A in 5. Again, those lanes going from closest to my local radio on mylocalradio.com to furthest out. Check that. That's actually this is the 200-yard medley relay. So this will be backstroke that kicks it off. So no one can qualify for the state's backstroke event, as there's not a 50 backstroke. As we get set for event number 1. And we're underway here in the last chance meet, going out to an early lead. That's Green River A with their backstroker. Again, we don't have names for the Green River contestants, but definitely probably about half body length lead for Green River A. Coming up right behind him is Seth Atkinson from Rock Springs. Aiden Auenberg about a body length behind Atkinson. That lead by Green River stretched out to a full body length as the tag happens. A split time at 29.73 for Green River A, 32.24 for Rock Springs A at 29.73, Green River A at 32.24, Rock Springs B at 36.43, and a very valiant 45.82 for Green River B. Already heading home with more than a body length is Green River A. I like that killer whale swim cap that he's rocking right now. Again, we don't have names for the Green River swimmers, but coming in for Rock Springs, that's Dalen Peterson. A split time of 32.43 for Green River A. Rock Springs at 33.07. Rock Springs B taps in at 36.13. As already heading home on the butterfly, and it looks like the Green River swimmer lost his goggles on entry. That is a very tough situation to put yourself in, as they tag in their freestyle swimmers. And look at this. This is a big swim from Rock Springs A. That just might be a big swim from Dante Moreno. He's closing down the gap on Green River A. We got ourselves a race. Here it comes, Green River versus Rock Springs. Another big chance for Rock Springs pulling ahead. It is Moreno. And Rock Springs Relay A wins it. A split of 24.22 to 27.04. Great job by Rock Springs A. A final time of 57.33 to 58.15. And in third place will be Rock Springs B. That is Tanner Thompson tapping up, waiting for the total time there. But he swam a split at 28.71. It's 2:12.49. And coming in fourth place is Green River B with a split of 33.11. Didn't see what the final time was. Oh, there it is, 2:25.26. But a great comeback performance by Rock Springs' Dante Moreno to give them first. Or check that. That was Tanner Thompson. Moreno. No, I got that right. Sorry. Moreno does it well as we move on to our 200-yard freestyle events. Now, I have not corrected the scoreboard yet, but I can tell you off the heat sheet, this first heat features Odin Ayer out of Lyman, Tyler O'Driscoll from Evanston, Wadsworth from Green River. They don't have his first name printed on here fully, so I don't know it. I believe it's Porter Swenson from Lyman in lane 5, Bryce Perry from Rock Springs in lane 6, and Logan Gray from Green River in lane 7. Qualifying time at the 200-yard freestyle for 3A, 2:12 flat, and for 4A, 2:01 flat. This is heat 1 of 2. O'Neill in lane 2, O'Driscoll in 3, Wadsworth in 4, Swenson in 5, Perry in 6, Gray in 7. And we're underway to start this one off. And it looks like the first 3, lanes 2 through 4, are taking a little bit of an early lead. And it is O'Driscoll, maybe by about half a body length. Great turn by O'Driscoll, but even better by Wadsworth. He is starting to pull something ahead, but keep your eye on lane 6, Bryce Perry out of Rock Springs. Nice smooth stroke by the Tiger, and coming into the wall, it is, at the time check, O'Driscoll in first by 1/100th of a second over Wadsworth from Green River. This race is going to be a close one. It's 200 yards, so 8 lengths of the pool, 4 laps. At the turn, O'Driscoll and Wadsworth right on each other's tail. That was almost neck and neck. Also, again, keep your eye on Bryce Perry out of Rock Springs. Nice smooth stroke from him, but he is definitely trying something. O'Driscoll, though, starting to fade a little bit. Also, now you've got to keep your eye on Wadsworth as well as Porter Swenson. The lead, though, is Wadsworth by about 0.2 of a second over O'Driscoll as they hit the 1:25 mark. And now Wadsworth starting to open up a little bit more of a lead, but keep your eye on Porter Swenson out of Lyman. Swenson starting to pick up something here as O'Driscoll falls off into third, probably about a body length back. But it is Logan Wadsworth, the hometown Wolf, out in front, followed right by Porter Swenson, 36.24 to 36.19. That actually puts Porter Swenson up in front for Lyman. Wadsworth in lane 4. Doing a good job. Swenson looking off to his left. Swenson breathing, looking right at Logan Wadsworth. It does look like Wadsworth with half a body length is going to take this heat, and it is Logan Wadsworth with a time of 34.39 split, 35.12 for Porter Swenson. Waiting for the total times coming up. And Wadsworth takes it. Third place goes to O'Driscoll. Fourth to Perry. 2:15.23 the winning time for Wadsworth. 2:16.26 for Swenson. Fifth for Logan Gray. Sixth for O'Neill. So Wadsworth takes the win. Swenson takes second and O'Driscoll takes third. As now we get to the big heat, the varsity heat, I guess you could call it. As these are the ones that feature guys who are knocking on the door. Remember, 2:01 for 4A, 2:12 for 3A. Lane 1, Noah Brandt from Rock Springs. Lane 2, Mihanovic from Green River. Lane 3, Sawyer from Evanston. Medechi from Rock Springs in lane 4. Jensen from Evanston in lane 5. Phillips from Evanston in 6. Hill from Lyman in lane 7. And Zimmerman from Green River in lane 8. And a great start in the middle lanes. And this one looks like it is an early lead for Hunter Jensen out of Evanston. But also right there with him, that looks like Hanky Phillips. Or check that, that looks like Kyler Medechi out of Rock Springs. But it is Hunter Jensen coming out in front. But keep your eye on Kyler Medechi out of Rock Springs. Hanky Phillips also swinging very well. And it is Jensen by 0.3 of a second at the first wall flip. Jensen starting to stretch things out a little bit more now, and he does have it at the turn. Kyler Medechi, though, keep an eye on him in lane 4. Now starting to stretch it out to about 3/4 of a body length. This is Hunter Jensen, 30.83 split. Medechi with 31.74. Wyatt Sawyer in third. He's making a move right here. Jensen comes in with a 2:04.98. Needs to cut 3 seconds off to make it to state. Jensen already a state qualifier in multiple events as he hits and heads for the first before last lap. The 150 mark, and Jensen stretching it out to a body length. Jensen not really into sprint mode, now just kind of cruising here. Gets a 31.83 split. Kyler Medechi in second, Wyatt Sawyer in third. The group follows closely behind. Keep your eye on lane 3. Wyatt Sawyer trying to make a move on Kyler Medechi. At the turn, the race for second is close. Hunter Jensen, though, coming home as the race between Medechi and Sawyer is going to tighten things up between Hunter Jensen. He's got 3 seconds to get there, 1 second to get there. He's going to barely miss it. And it is Jensen first, Medechi second, Wyatt Sawyer third. Waiting for the final time for Hunter Jensen to see if he'll make it. 2:01.85 for Hunter Jensen. He barely misses it by 85 hundredths of a second. So Hunter Jensen takes the win. Medechi takes second and Sawyer takes third. Both of those, all 3 of those guys on the podium, 4 ace swimmers. And Hunter Jensen comes so close to adding another event to his possible state program. Looking at other times, remember 3A is 2:12. And Tyden Hill, don't see his final time. However, Zimmerman, did he qualify? He might have. He's at a 2:08.05, and it is a 2:12. And I think Green River Zimmerman has qualified for state. He finishes again with a 2:08.05, and they needed to be around 2:12. He finishes 4th place. Zimmerman qualifies for state. A big move there by Aiden Zimmerman. So he will qualify for state. Don't see a time for Tyden Hill yet. As we move on to the next event on our program, the 200 individual medley. It's 50 yards of butterfly, backstroke, then breaststroke, then freestyle. Only 2 heats coming in here. Qualifying time for 4A, 2:20. For 3A, it's 2:32. Johnson from Evanston in lane 3, Stokes from Evanston in lane 4, Sims from Evanston in lane 5, and Gilmore from Green River in lane 6. Gilmore does not have a seat time, so this could be the first time he's ever swam this race. But man, Gilmore off to a flying start in the butterfly. Out there in lane 6, second place, Quinn Stokes from Evanston, then Cade Sims and then Brigham Johnson out in 4th. But man, look at the run here by Cole Gilmore out of Green River. He is really moving well, and he gets a split of 31.28. Remember, for Green River and Lyman, the qualifying time is 2:32 since they're 3A. For Evanston and Rock Springs, since they're 4A, it's 2:20 flat. Cole Gilmore, when you look at the seed time, it says no time for him. I would not believe that 1 minute, as he is flying through this course right now, already at the halfway mark, and he is on pace. We'll see what, as he hits that at a 38.35, he's on pace right now to complete the race in, well, once the total time comes up, 2 minutes, 18 seconds, so not quite quick enough. Cade Sims from Evanston currently in second. Quinn Stokes from the Red Devils in 4th. Brigham Johnson right now in lane 3 trying to come. All right, so we've got some state qualifiers, it looks like. Aiden Zimmerman qualifies for state with a 2:08.05. Tyden Hill does qualify for state with a 2:08.83. So too does Hanky Phillips. Oh, Hanky Phillips is in for Evanston, not Rock Springs. Looking at the wrong side. So Tyden Hill and Aiden Zimmerman are all headed to the state meet, at least in the 200-yard freestyle. Right now we got a good race happening here for second, as Cole Gilmore out in front. Cade Sims and Quinn Stokes there. They are pushing it. Cole Gilmore is going to win this one by more than a pole length, as he is cruising home. And he'll come in with a final time of around 2:30. It'll be waiting for the time for a minute. 30 6.18 is his split time. 2:29.83 for Cole Gilmore. Coming in second place, that looks like it's going to be Cade Sims of Evanston. Quinn Stokes right on his tail. 38.26 and a 38.23 for Sims and Stokes, respectively. Number 2:29.83 won the heats. And for second place, Sims, it'll be 2:52.69, and Stokes 2:53.93. Brigham Johnson starting his final length of the pool in the freestyle as he comes home. So again, Titan Hill and Aiden Zimmerman both qualify from Green River and Lyman, respectively, for the 3A 200-yard freestyle, as Johnson comes in with a 48.22 split time and a time good enough for fourth place in this heat. Total time for Brigham Johnson, 3:34.43. That takes us to heat number 2 of 2. In lane 1, Brandt from Rock Springs, Mahonovich, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, from Green River. Sawyer from Evanston in lane 3. Medechi from Rock Springs in lane 4. Jensen from Evanston in lane 5. Phillips from Evanston. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. It's Erdman from Green River in 1. Rabrody from Rock Springs in 2. Peterson from Rock Springs in 3. Young from Green River in 4. Jackson Nichols from Evanston in lane 5. Mick Burnett from Rock Springs in 6. Wilson from Evanston in lane 7, and Vosikis from Evanston in lane 8. Again, 2:20 for 4A, 2:32 for 3A. Jackson Nichols has already actually qualified for this event, so it's not one that he needs to worry about. He's more worried about improving his time, as Nichols is the favorite in this one. But man, at the butterfly, this is very, very close. But it does look like Jackson Nichols does have an early lead. However, right on his tail, Brady Young of Green River. Nichols, though, in the 200-yard medley, or 200 IM, looking up our times right now. He has the, I'm looking for it. I don't quite see him in this one, even though he's already qualified. Anyways, Brady Young and Jackson Nichols doing battle in lanes 4 and 5. And now it looks like Young pulling ahead a little bit on the backstroke, which is a bit of a surprise, as he does tag about 0.3 of a second ahead. No, Nichols actually stretched and out-tagged him somehow and got him by 0.3 of a second, even though he looked down. The breaststroke, though, from Brady Young looks very, very strong, and now he stretches a lead to half a body length. In third place, it does look like Dalen Peterson out of Rock Springs. However, keep your eye on Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs in lane 6. Those guys will battle for third place, as Jackson Nichols and Brady Young are going to have a battle for first. It is Young by maybe about a quarter of a body length, touches the wall with a 49.5 split, 41.89 for Nichols, and now into the freestyle. Young, again, stretching even more. Brady Young from Green River already qualified for states. 2:12.84 is his time. Remember, he only needed 2:32 at 3A. Young with more than a body length on Nichols, and it's going to be Brady Young into the wall with a split of 29.15. Blistering freestyle. And now Jackson Nichols comes in, 31.63. Looking for third place. This could be close, and it is Carter McBurnett in third. Fourth place, Dalen Peterson. Fifth place, Camaro Ribrodi from Rock Springs. Sixth place, Eli Wilson from Evanston. And seventh place, Trace Erdman from Green River. McCoy Vosikis from the Red Devils coming in eighth, pushing it as hard as he can. It's a 38-second split time. And a final time of, waiting for it to show up on the scoreboard, 2:43.35. So again, Young, Nichols, and McBurnett are the winners of that one. Once we get the official time we'll let you know who all is into state from that event, as they have been printing off some papers as we go along to let us know as we enter the blink and you miss it 50-yard freestyle. We've got 4 heats of this one. In 3A, to qualify for state, you need a 25.8, and in 4A, 24.49. John Spicer out of Rock Springs carries the number 1 time in the state at 22.46 in 4A, and it's good. It'd be good enough for a top 5 in 3A as well. Of course, 3A ruled by an iron fist by the Lander Tigers and Johnny Kulo, who set the pool record in last year at 21:43. Qualifying for state out of that last one, we have Brady Young is in, Jackson Nichols is in, Cole Gilmore. Hey, how about that? Cole Gilmore, it looks like he will qualify for Green River. So a good job by him, and that's your state qualifiers. Already heading home. Keep your eye on lane 4. That is Dallin Weiberg. He's out in front, and he touches the wall with a 31.35. That is not going to get him in there. Second place, Dallin Harris from Rock Springs. Third place, Ethan Vessert from Rock Springs. Fourth place, Trevor Lamro from Lyman. And fifth place, Joe Renfro from Green River. Heat 2 will feature lane 1, Lauridsen from Rock Springs, Sorensen from Rock Springs in lane 2, Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 3, Gilmore from Green River in lane 4, Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 5. I think that's Seth Atkinson and Lane Atkinson. Excuse me. Nauenberg from Rock Springs in lane 6. Owen from Evanston. So that's Owen Russell, from Evanston in lane 7. And Treisbiak from Rock Springs in lane 8. Again, 24.49 for the Evanston and Rock Springs swimmers. 25.80 for the Lyman and Green River swimmers. Colin Gilmore already qualified, Cole Gilmore qualified in that IM at no time, and he squeaks under the 3A time of 2:32. All right, here we go, and underway in the sprint with an early lead. It is lane 4, Colin Gilmore. Remember, he comes in with a 28.42. He needs to drop 3 seconds to make it. Gilmore pushing hard. Gilmore's got a chance. Gilmore to the line, and it is Colin Gilmore, 27.28. He is going to state. Oh, no, I apologize. I thought it was 28.50. It is red 25.80. Apologies there. But Gilmore with a tough swim. Great run there by Gilmore. It's good enough for first place. Second place, 25.80 or 28.58 is Seth Atkinson. Didn't see who came in third, as they are already moving on to lane 3. Aiden Johnson from Lyman in lane 1. Corbin Harmon from Lyman in lane 2. Carter Jordan from Rock Springs in lane 3. Kyler Hoagman from Evanston in lane 4. Tanner Thompson from Rock Springs in 5. Gavin Branning from Evanston in 6. Porter Hall from Evanston in 7. And Andrew Naher from Green River in 8. Remember, lanes work from near to far on your screen on mylocalradio.com. And we're underway. This is heat 3 of 4. Remember, it is 25.80, not 28.50, as I previously read. My apologies there. At the wall, this is neck and neck, but Kyler Hoagman is starting to stretch something out here. Hoagman breathing towards his right. He's got the lead. Now it's a race between him and the clock. Hoagman, remember, he's got to be 4A, comes in 25.83. Second place is Tanner Thompson from Rock Springs. Third place, Corbin Harmon. Fourth, Aiden Johnson. Fifth, Gavin Branning. Sixth is Andrew Naher. Seventh, Carter Jordan. And eighth, Porter Hall. Hoagman does cut some time off there as we come to heat 4, our final heat. Timothy Stevens from Rock Springs in 1, Jamar McDowell from Evanston in 4, Dante Moreno from Rock Springs in 3, John Spicer from Rock Springs in 4, Brady Young from Green River in 5. Braddock Brown from Evanston in 6. Zeke Reading from Green River in 7. And Jackson Daniels from Evanston in 8. Keep your eye on lane 4. John Spicer, the number 1 50-yard freestyle swimmer in 4A this year. You got to think he is the favorite. But look at this. Lane 1, Timothy Stevens from Rock Springs already starting to challenge, but it is Spicer at the wall. Keep your eye on Braddock Brown from Evanston. He's going to try to challenge Spicer. And Zeke Reading. Brady Young also there. Spicer with a 23.03. Brady Young in second place, 24.34. I'm double checking. He's in. Third place goes to Dante Moreno out of Rock Springs, and he is just over the 4A time. Fourth place to Timothy Stevens from Rock Springs. Fifth place, Zeke Reading from Green River at a 25.9 or 24.91. He is qualified. Sixth place, Braddock Brown from Evanston. Seventh, Jamar McDowell from Evanston. And eighth, Jackson Daniels from Evanston. All right, so that brings us to the end of the 50-yard freestyle. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we will have the diving on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com, presented by Phillips Law in Evanston.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see how the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Coming out of the 50-yard freestyle, the following young men are to state: John Spicer of Rock Springs, Brady Young from Green River, and Zeke Reading out of Green River as well. As we get set for the diving here at the last chance meet, 10 divers, and it'll be 11 dives, or excuse me, 6 dives apiece. So that will fly by fairly quickly. Deegan Smith of Rock Springs, Wyatt Sawyer also there. We'll have to talk a little bit about all that in a minute. Again, this broadcast brought to you by Phillips Law. Phillips Law is a full-service law firm located in Evanston, Wyoming, here to serve you. You will have your case evaluated for free, confidentially, and with no obligation on your part. Phillips Law provides each client attentive individual service of the highest quality. The staff at Phillips Law believes exceptional client service and consistent positive results obtained on behalf of their clients set them apart. Please contact Phillips Law today. Phillips Law, a law firm you can trust. And right now they are listing off who will be diving. So let's go ahead and go through the 10 divers that will be competing today at Rock Springs. Hudson Poyer, Magnus Miller, Green River's Braxton Cordova, Keegan Gailey, Evanston's Eric Hughes, Rock Springs' Deegan Smith, Evanston's Wyatt Sawyer, Green River's Kyle Kite, Evanston's Jaron Welling, and Green River's River Kurtz. And it looks like we have our first diver, River Kurtz, onto the diving board. Executing dive 301A, and I think they're actually warming up still, so apologies for that. Recapping where we have been so far through 3 events. In the first one, the 200-yard freestyle, you had Aiden Zimmerman from Green River qualify for the 3A state meet. Tyden Hill from Lyman qualify for the 3A state meet. That's all that we had from the 200-yard freestyle. And then, of course, in the 50-yard freestyle, we had John Spicer from Rock Springs, Brady Young from Green River, Zeke Reading from Green River as well. And in the relay, we didn't really have any teams that could qualify, or young men that could qualify out of the 200-yard medley relay, because, again, only the lead leg is eligible to go for a state qualifying time, and there is no 50-yard backstroke. So that is where we sit right now. We're going to have the 1 meter diving, and the scores you need to get there for 4A, you need 180. For 3A, you need 155. So let's roll through what each of the divers are. Hudson Poyer from Rock Springs. He is short. He needs a 180. His best is a 119.85. Magnus Miller from Rock Springs. Short. He's 85. Again, needs a 180. Green River's Braxton Cordova. He is in at his best being 262. Keegan Gailey from Green River. He is in. His best is 188. Again, for 3A, you only need 155. Eric Hughes from Evanston. He's short. He needs 180. He is at a personal best of 117. Deegan Smith of Rock Springs, well into it. 254 is his best, so he's already clear. Wyatt Sawyer from Evanston, 204.85 is his best, so he's already in. Kyle Kite from Green River, he is in by a mile. He needed a 155. His personal best is 227. Jaron Welling from Evanston, he is in. Personal best at 195. Again, 180 is what a 4A swimmer needs, so that's what Evanston or Rock Springs swimmers need. And River Kurtz from Green River, he is in, as he needs a 155. He's got a 208 already this season. So this is just a lot of jockeying and kind of getting them to get really as good a position as possible going into state, see if they can up that number. Let's go ahead and run through who the top three have been in each race thus far. In the 200-yard medley relay, it was won by Rock Springs A, thanks to Dante Moreno chasing down the Rock Springs A anchor on the freestyle. Don't have names for them. And then Rock Springs B comes in third. For the 200-yard freestyle, the big heat won by Hunter Jensen, but he's short qualifying for state. Second place, Kyler Medechi, and third place, Wyatt Sawyer. And in the 200-yard IM, won by Brady Young of Green River. Jackson Nichols come in second, and Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs comes in third. In the 50-yard freestyle, it's John Spicer. No surprise there, taking the win for Rock Springs. Second place, though, Brady Young out of Green River. He actually swam in one of the first heats, it looks like. Yeah, Brady Young takes second. Dante Moreno takes third as we get ready for our first diver. That's Hudson Poyer out of Rock Springs. Poyer comes in with a personal best of 119. He needs 180 in order to qualify for state. Oh, reverse somersault. Scores coming in. And it looks like he got a 0. It was kind of a missed dive is what the call was. Magnus Miller out of Rock Springs will execute a forward somersault. Looks like a difficulty of 1.4. Miller needs 180 to make it to state. He's got a personal best of 85. As we look at the instant replay on that one. Good looking dive there from Miller. Score is 18.20. I'll bring up our next one. Braxton Cordova out of Green River, a reverse somersault, 1.6 difficulty rating. He jumped nearly out of the screen, greatly executed. He needs 18.20 to take the lead as the scores are coming in. And it's a 31.20. Great start by Braxton Cordova. He is the overall favorite in this competition as he has a 262 favorite. Now I'll bring up Keegan Gailey out of Green River with a reverse somersault. Another look at that one. Great job, almost jumping out of our screen again. As the score is a 26.40. Still Cordova on top with that 31.20. That'll bring up Eric Hughes out of Evanston, trying a reverse somersault. Maybe kind of over-rotated a little bit. It's a 22.40 for Hughes. That'll bring up Deegan Smith from Rock Springs. He'll be looking to do a reverse somersault. Good looking dive by Deegan Smith. 31.20 to take the lead, and he does. 32.80 for Deegan Smith. That'll bring up Wyatt Sawyer from Evanston, going for a reverse somersault. Needs 32.80 to take the lead. That one under rotated. As you saw, he kind of fell forward a little bit. Let's take a look at it on replay. Just kind of under there, and it's a 19.20 for Wyatt Sawyer. I'll bring up Kyle Kite out of Green River, a reverse somersault, what he'll be attempting. Great dive there as he was able to kind of get extended, get back into the water. We'll see what the judges think. 32.80 is the score he needs, and he gets it. 34.4 for Kyle Kite. That'll bring up Jaron Welling out of Evanston. Welling already qualified for state. His high is a 195.10. Welling with a good-looking dive there. Nice little splash. We'll see what the judges think. Needs 34.4 to take the lead. And he's going to be just short, 28.00. That'll bring up Kurtz River out of Green River. Excuse me, River Kurtz out of Green River. A reverse dive is what we just saw from him. Oh. Scores a 38.70, so Kurtz take the lead after the first round. Going into the second round, here comes Hudson Poyer out of Rock Springs in a 38.70 to take the lead. He's going to be doing a back somersault. And executes that one well. Scores coming in, 20.40 for Hudson Poyer. I'll bring up Magnus Miller out of Rock Springs. He's a 38.70 to take the lead. Excuse me, has 18.20. Lead is 38.70. So looking around at a 20-point deficit. Good back dive by Miller. And the score is a 23.80, giving him 42 and putting him into the lead. I'll bring up Braxton Cordova out of Green River. Only needs about 11 points to take the lead, and he should get it from that. Great looking reverse 2 somersault. 1, 2, and in. And there it is. 44 points puts him at 75.30 to take the lead. I'll bring up Keegan Gailey out of Green River. Forward 2 somersaults. 26.40 is his total. Down by 49 points. So he needs a big dive here. Take a look at that on the instant replay. Kind of falls forward a little bit, makes a little bit of a splash as the scores roll in. It's a 36.30 to give him 62.70. That'll bring up Eric Hughes out of Evanston. 22.40 was his first score. The lead total of 2 dives, 75.30 by Braxton Cordova out of Green River. So he needs about a 53 in order to get, or 23 in order to give himself a chance. Or 53 rather. As he executes a forward 1.5 somersaults. Score is 20.80. I'll move us on to Deegan Smith. They're cooking through these 10 divers here in round 2. First somersault with the half twist. 32 was Deegan Smith's first score. A 33 would help him cut the gap to Braxton Cordova of Green River. Good looking dive there by Smith. Gets that half twist in at the very end. And a 22.50 gives him a total of 55.30. I'll bring up Wyatt Sawyer. He got a 19.2 in his first dive. So he's got a lot of work to do. Going to be looking to do a forward somersault with a half twist. Strong dive from Sawyer should improve his score. 19.2 in his first round. And he does. 29.75 to give him a total of 48. That'll bring up Kyle Knight, who, if he does what he did earlier, or Knight. If he does what he did earlier, he will take the lead from Cordova. He got a 34.40. 75.30 is the lead by Cordova. Looking for a reverse 2 somersault. Nicely done. A 36.75, so it looked like it's just short, only a 4-point difference between the two. But that is unofficial, so 75.30. Actually, no, it is a lead for Knight, and that'll bring up Jaron Welling from Evanston, forward 1.5 somersault. Looked like he did a really good job there. I'll lead on the draw, apologize. Score is a 28.80, give him a 56 points, and that'll bring up River Kurtz out of Green River. 1.5 somersaults. Completed that very quickly. Good job by River. Waiting for the score. He could challenge, and he's just short. 35.70 gives him 74.40, 9/10 of a point back as we roll on into round 3. Hudson Poyer out of Rock Springs, forward 1.5 somersault. Total score of 20.40. 75.30 is the lead. Hudson Poyer out of Rock Springs. Poyer comes up, waits for the scores to come in. And they're going to give him a 0. It was supposed to be 1.5. He only completed 1, it looked like. As that'll move us to our next diver, Magnus Miller, looking to do an inward dive. Has a total of 42. Trails by about 33 points. A little bit over-rotated as his legs were kind of falling forward. Magnus Miller gets 14 points from that one. I'll give him 56. And now here's your leader, Braxton Cordova. Two and a half somersaults. And that is a beautifully done dive by Mr. Cordova. Should extend his lead by a fair bit. Gets the rotations in, nails the entry. Wow, a 56.40 gives him a 131.70 and now puts him up as the man to beat. Keegan Gailey out of Green River, forward 2.5 somersaults. 62.70 is his score. Gailey already qualified for state for Green River. Strong dive from Gailey. Scores a 44.40, so a 107 for him. Leader still Cordova with a 131.70. I'll bring up Eric Hughes from Evanston for 2 somersaults. Good looking dive from Hughes. Waiting for the score to come in. 36 points to move him to 79.50 for Eric Hughes. That'll bring up Deegan Smith from Rock Springs. 55.30 is his score. 131.70 is the lead for 2 somersaults for the Tiger. Another strong dive as we await the tallies. And that one was on and off the board very quickly as we move on to Wyatt Sawyer. 48.95 is his score coming into it. And again, Cordova's 131.70 leads. Inward somersault for Sawyer. Difficulty of 1.6. Just a touch too much on that one. As you notice, he falls kind of forward and splashes a little bit. He does execute the inward somersault. It's an 18.40 to move him to 67.35. We'll bring up Kyle Knight out of Green River. 71.15 is his score. Forward 1.5 somersault. That one really well done. He comes up to a round of applause here at Green River. A 40.70 to make him 111.85. Knights already qualified for state in 3A, but right now trying to see if he can top his season as Jaron Welling from Evanston comes in. Already qualified at a 195, but currently sits at 56 for 2 somersaults. Difficulty of 2.2 is one of the more difficult dives we've seen today. Puts it on his feet. A little under-rotated, as you saw. He kind of fell back, didn't get all the way forward. But the judges liked it at 27.50. 84.30 is his total. As we go to the final diver of the 3rd round. River Kurtz out of Green River. 74.40 is his total score. Again, Braxton Cordova leading with a 131.70. Kurtz will execute back 2.5 somersault. Difficulty rating of 3.0. Could be big points if he executes this right. After the diving, we'll take a break as they get ready to restart the events with the 100-yard butterfly. Still waiting for River Kurtz to get the go-ahead.
Okay, Tony, we found him.
Again, a 74.40 is his scored. the lead, 131.70 by Braxton Cordova. It'll be a back 2.5 somersault for the Green River Wolves. River Kurtz over 200 in his season's best. And a big dive, and the rest of the divers love it. Could be some big points coming towards River Kurtz. Waiting for the judges to give him a 33.70, puts him at 107.4. That will take us to round 4. Hudson Poyer with a reverse dive. Difficulty of 1.8, 20.40 is his total. So we might be moving on from Hudson, since he, I believe, since he had a double no dive, that might be the day for him. As Magnus Miller from Rock Springs, 56 points is his total, 131.70. $131.70 the lead. Magnus Miller sits at 56 points. Back somersault. Got way out there. Big dive from Magnus Miller. Sits at 56 points. And the score is 15, and that'll move us on to Braxton Cordova, the leader, 131.70. He'll be looking to do a forward 1.5 somersaults. .2 difficulty rating for the leader. Braxton Cordova out of Green River. Big dive from Braxton Cordova. Probably one of the prettiest ones we've seen all day. He goes high, gets the spin, and just brings it back in. This is going to be a monster score. And it is a 52.80. And now Cordova just running away, 184.5 is his score. I'll bring up Keegan Gailey. He'll be looking to do the same dive that Cordova did. And he gets it around. Good entry into the water. Probably won't fetch as much as Cordova. But Keegan Gailey and Cordova definitely pushing each other. 39.60. For Gailey. That'll bring up Eric Hughes out of Evanston. Inward 1.5 somersault. Same difficulty rating as what we've seen Cordova and Gailey just do. One and a half somersaults in an inward. And he got it. A 37.40, and Hughes now at 116.90. Hughes had 4 dives in, has already eclipsed his season best at 117.45, so that is a state watch right there. I'll bring up Deegan Smith out of Rock Springs. He's already qualified, 254.10. was his total time, and Smith comes in with a total of 85. He'll be looking to do a back somersault. Nicely done. .32.30 gives him a 117.30. Here's Wyatt Sawyer. Inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. 67.35 is his total score. He's already qualified for state according to the heat sheet with a 204.85. But again, keep your eye on Eric Hughes. He has a season's best of 117.45. He's already sitting at 116. So Evanston diver might be checking some things on. Waiting for the scores for Sawyer. 34.10 to give him a 101.45 for Wyatt Sawyer. I'll bring up Kyle Knight out of Green River. A 111.85 is his score. He'll be looking to do forward 2.5 somersaults, a 2.4 difficulty, so one of the more difficult ones we've seen today. Beautifully done. Rips through the water, and the crowd loves it. 56.40, and that takes him 168.25. Big dive by Knight. That'll bring up diver number 9, Jaron Welling out of Evanston. Looking to do inward 1.5 somersault, 2.2 difficulty. Welling already qualified for state. According to this, he has a season best of 185. That's 15 over the 4A qualifying range at 180. And Welling, I don't know if there's a, I'm not a diving expert, but it looks like he takes a 0, maybe a time limit deal, or maybe the fact that he started but didn't finish. Either way, he takes a 0. That'll bring up River Kurtz out of Green River, 1.5 somersaults. The same dive we saw Cordova do. Kurtz already qualified for state. 208.05 is his best of the season, and he'll get a good score here. 37.40, taken to a 144.80. As we start round 5, Magnus Miller with a forward dive sits at 71 points. Miller's season best is an 85. So right now it's about topping that season best, as the 184A might be a little bit out of reach, but go out on a high note. And a good dive there. Nice clean entry. As we await the tally from the judges, an 18.60, and that gives him 89.60. He's eclipsed his season's best. And I'll bring up Braxton Cordova out of Green River. He is your leader, 184.50. Inward 1.5 somersault. Beautiful job. Score coming in for Cordova, 48.40. That gives him 232.90. And it's worthy to note the record here, the pool record, is 282.90. The school record, 334.65, set back in 1992 by Jay Chasson. Keegan Gailey out of Green River, 146.70, executes an inward 1.5 somersault. Nicely done there, and he's awarded with a 35.20, giving him 181.90. All right, Eric Hughes looking to do a back 1.5 somersault tuck. He sits at 116.90. His season's best is 117.45. He looks to improve on that, but can he get to that 180 mark? He's got 2 more dives to do it. Doesn't get back quite enough, but executes the rotations. But his legs were kind of flat out, showing bit of an under rotation. 28 points for him. So 144 is his score going into the final dive. He's eclipsed his season's best already. That'll bring up Deegan Smith out of Rock Springs. A 117.30. He's looking to do back 2 somersaults. Hit the water well. Deegan Smith comes up to an applause from the Rock Springs faithful. 26 points gives him a 143.30. And I'll bring up Wyatt Sawyer, who's already in state. 204.85 is his state, or is his year's best. He comes in with a 101.45. Nice job on the forward 2 somersaults. And it's a 37.40, giving him 138.85. Lead is Braxton Cordova at 232.90. Only 50 points exactly away from the pool record set by Dylan Bressler last year. As Kyle Knight gets ready to execute an inward 1.5 somersault. Knight cleanly into the water. Scores coming in. 40.70 for Kyle Knight, a 208.95. As Jaron Welling comes in, 84.30 is his score. Now, the numbers I'm giving you saying that they're already in, these are the numbers that are on the heat sheet saying that's their seed score. So I would imagine those are ones that came in this year. There is the possibility that those numbers are on 11 dives instead of 6 dives, and at that point it's a completely different new scoring number. So if I got that incorrect, I apologize. Welling with a back somersault. $27.20 gives him 111.50. That'll bring up River Kurtz, the final diver in round 5. 232.90, the lead by Braxton Cordova. He's going to win the last chance meet, but he doesn't look like he really needed to. He's got a season high, according to the heat sheet, at 262.55 as Kurtz executes a back 1.5 somersault. That will now bring up Magnus Miller to start the final round of diving. 89.60 is his score. He's already eclipsed his season's best at 85. Let's see what he ends his season with. Back somersault, 1.5 twist, and it doesn't look like he got that one around. They do give him a score, so 20 points for Magnus Miller. That'll bring up Braxton Cordova out of Green River. Apologies for that mistake there. Cordova with the lead, 232.90. And he executes the inward double somersaults pretty well. This will be a good score. And 57.40, 290.3. That puts him, that's a new pool record. 290.30. According to the heat sheet I have in front of me, the pool record is 282.90. And Braxton Cordova just broke that record. Here comes Keegan Gailey, 181.90 as he tries to execute back two somersaults. Oh, man, he gets way out there. Nice jump by Gailey. We're going to have to check in on that Braxton Cordova news as he will get the score, and they took it off the board already as Eric Hughes will come in for Evanston. 144.90. He needs 36 points in order to qualify for the 4A state championship. Looking to execute a reverse 1.5 somersault. Difficulty rating of 2.1. 36 is what he's looking for. A little under rotated there as you saw the legs came out flat. We'll see what the judges give him though. 33.60 gives him a 178.50, and that puts him, or 30, that puts him just, or 50, that puts him just 2 points shy. Man, heck of a run there by Eric Hughes. That'll bring up Deegan Smith from Rock Springs. By the way, all these numbers I'm reading off are unofficial, so it's not official that he's 2 points off, but that is what I'm seeing according to the heat sheet here. Deegan Smith out of Rock Springs, a 143.30. Smith executes a forward somersault with a half twist. Does a good job there. Smith's score coming in, 32.30 gives him a 175.60. I'll bring up Wyatt Sawyer. Back 1.5 somersault. $138.85 is his score. According to the heat sheet, a season's best of 204.85. Sawyer with a nice dive. That was interesting. His legs kind of went flat, but his entry was so quiet. We'll see what the judges think. 35 points for Sawyer gives him a 173. I'll bring up Kyle Knight out of Green River. Back 1.5 somersault. Knight a 2:08.95 as that 2:09.30 sits on the scoreboard, and according to the information I have, that could be that's a pool record here in Green River by Braxton Cordova. Knight with a nice back 1.5 somersault, half twist. And a 41.25 gives him 250.20. Jaron Welling, the penultimate diver in this one. Welling at 111.50 has a season's best of 195.10. Forward dive with a half twist. And a good dive there by Welling. Another one of those quiet entries. Waiting for the score for Welling. 23.40 gives him a 134.90. And our final diver of the day, River Kurtz. 180.80 is his score. He'll be executing an inward 1.5 somersaults. That 299.90 by Braxton Cordova is going to hold up easily. River Kurtz with the inward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. Puts that one down. 36.30 gives him a 217.10. And that is the end of our diving. We're going to double check on that news that we got. The pool record, according to the heat sheet, 282.90. And in the lead, or winning it, is Braxton Cordova with a 290.30. There's a good chance we just saw the pool record fall here at Green River Aquatic Center. We'll be right back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com, brought to you by Phillips Law Office.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Talking with the good people here at Green River High School. So the information that's on the heat sheet is incorrect. The pool record is owned by Braxton Cordova, but they're trying to verify if he just broke his own pool record. 290.30 as Cordova wins it. And they're about to honor the seniors here at Green River High School. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the rest of the swim meet with the first event coming out of diving. It will be the 100-yard butterfly. This is a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The Lumberyard Lumberyard in Evanston caters to commercial and residential customers. They have all your DIY projects covered, including tool rentals. You can rent lots of things from tables and chairs to scaffolding and U-Hauls at the Lumberyard in Evanston. Fully stocked and ready to help.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankham, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? He told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankham.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Green River High School, Green River Aquatic Center, as we get set for the second part of the 2022 Last Chance Meet. We'll have the 100-yard butterfly starting soon. Right now, they're going to honor the seniors of Green River High School, and when that happens, there'll be some warm-up time right now. But let's go ahead and go through the events that we've seen so far. In the first event, we had the 200-yard medley relay, and that was won by Rock Springs A, thanks to Dante Moreno, who absolutely poured on the speed in the final leg. Second place, Green River A. By the way, Rock Springs A, Seth Atkinson, Carter McBurnett, Dallin Peterson, and Dante Moreno. Green River A don't have names on them, and Rock Springs B with Aiden Nauenberg, Cameron Rabrody, Joe Rawl, and Tanner Thompson take third. In the 200-yard freestyle, it was won in the big heat by Hunter Jensen. He takes first, Kyle Medechi takes second, and Wyatt Sawyer takes third. State qualifiers coming out of that race, Aiden Zimmerman for Green River and Tyden Hill from Lyman all put in state qualifying times. Moving on to the 200-yard individual medley, that's won by Brady Young of Green River, winning the showdown over Jackson Nichols, and Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs comes in third. State qualifiers out of that one. Jackson Nichols does qualify for state. So does Brady Young. So both of those guys will move on in the state tournament, or state meet rather. Cole Gilmore from Green River, who actually swam in the second heat, or in the first heat of two. We did not know anything about him. He posted a no time. Guess what? He swims a 229.83. That is under the 232 necessary to qualify for 3A, and he will be moving on. Moving on to the 50-yard freestyle. That one was taken in the big heat by John Spicer. No surprise there. He came in with a 22.46. Doesn't quite improve on that time. Second place is Brady Young out of Green River. He's already get qualified going in. And then third place, Dante Moreno out of Rock Springs. He needed to cut a little bit of time off. Moreno ends with a 24.75, so he doesn't qualify. The only state qualifying times, John Spicer and Brady Young, those two already qualified anyways. Going into the diving, and this is according to the results that we have here. Braxton Cordova wins it with a 290.30. Kyle Knight of Green River takes second place with a 250.20. And River Kurtz takes third. And when you look at this one, let's see if who's all qualified. Keegan Gailey from Green River puts in a qualifying score. River Kurtz puts in a qualifying score. And, of course, Kyle Knight and Braxton Cordova each with qualifying scores. So that's where we stand right now. 10-minute warm-up session coming up. We will go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we will get you set for the event number 6, 100-yard butterfly on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com. Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Music is a path to lifelong learning and knowledge of self and culture. When we sing or create music, we use all parts of the brain and supports healthy social development. Music training can improve recall and retention of verbal information, advance math achievement, boost reading and language arts skills, and even increase the average SAT scores. Music's fun. Lessons can be in person or online.
This is Mindy Olliff, owner of Piano with Mindy K. I teach students from 3 to adult. Visit pianowithmindyk.com today for more information or to sign up for lessons.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
So in our last event, we do have confirmation now. Braxton Cordova breaks his own pool record in the diving. Let's go ahead and run through the full scores of diving. In 10th place, we have Hudson Poyer with 20.40. Magnus Miller out of Rock Springs comes in 9th with 91.80. Jaron Welling from Evanston comes in 8th with 134.90. Wyatt Sawyer from Evanston in 7th with a 173.85. Deegan Smith from Rock Springs in 6th with a 175.60. Eric Hughes from Evanston in 5th with a 178.50. Keegan Gailey from Green River in 4th with a 211.90. River Kurtz from Green River in 3rd with a 217.10. Kyle Kite out of Green River in 2nd with a 250.20. And Braxton Cordova breaks his pool record to take the win, 290.30. Still a long ways to go in the warm-up, and we've got a great broadcast going on with some great sponsors. First, we got to give a big thank you to Phillips Law. This broadcast is not possible without them. Phillips Law is a full-service law firm located in Evanston, Wyoming, here to serve you. You'll have your case evaluated for free, confidentially, and with no obligation on your part. Phillips Law provides each client attentive individual service of the highest quality. The staff at Phillips Law believes exceptional client service and consistent positive results obtained on behalf of their clients set them apart. Please contact Phillips Law today. Phillips Law, a law firm you can trust. We're going to go ahead and take one more break. When we come back, we should be all ready to go, as it looks like we will have our next event starting soon. That is the 100-yard butterfly. We'll be right back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
In May of 2019, Uena County School District number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uena County School District number 1, pathway to excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision, be strong, and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at Ellingford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea, and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. Ellingford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
This is Colt Hamilton with Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston. I'm excited to announce our new Legendary Leadership Award. Each month we are going to be giving away $1,000 to a local legendary leader. We need your nominations. We want to start giving back to people that have stepped up to keep our community thriving. Nominate anyone from leaders among our schools, healthcare workers, first responders, and so on. Who do you know that has made an impact in our community? Together, let's recognize and reward people that have made a difference in your lives. Email me your nominations at leaders@RockyMountainYetiEvanston.com or click the link below. Again, that's leaders@RockyMountainYetiEvanston.com.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back to Green River High School. The 100 Fly getting ready to start. This broadcast also brought to you in part by First American Title. Whether you're working with a realtor or you're selling your home by owner, the title company you choose really matters. They handle all the research to make sure there aren't any bad liens, any bad surprises like hidden liens, unpaid taxes, forgeries, easement restrictions, or access issues. At First American Title, the staff has a combined 140 years of experience and a 98% excellent customer service rating. Make the right choice. Choose to close with First American Title, 1048 Main Street in Evanston. All right, so we get ready for event number 6 of our 12 event program. And from here on out, it's going to really start to fly as you're going to be looking at maybe 1 minute of pull time each, with the exception of the 500-yard freestyle coming in. But 2 heats in the 100-yard butterfly in 3A. So the Green River and Lyman swimmers, they need a 111.50 or lower to qualify for state. For the 4A swimmers, Rock Springs and Evanston, 102.50. Keep your eyes. Let's see if who's all close to that. Lyman's Corbin Harmon, if he can drop 3 seconds here, which we've seen some massive drops in this pool. So we'll have to keep an eye there. He's got a shot. And some other ones to keep an eye on. Kyler Hoagman, if he can get a big drop, he's got a shot as well. But Heat 1 features Joe Renfro from Green River, Wesley Muir from Rock Springs, and Magnus Miller from Rock Springs. Renfro in lane 3, Muir in lane 4, and Miller in lane 5. As you can see them lining up on the far end of your screen on mylocalradio.com. The 100-yard butterfly. Fastest seed time belongs to Wesley Muir in this one, 120.68. He sits in lane 4. So getting some clarification on one of the biggest stories come out of this meet, Braxton Cordova did break the record that sit at 182.90, and that was the 6-dive record. He broke the 11-dive record just last week, so now all records belong to Braxton Cordova. But back to the event at hand, the 100-yard butterfly. Joe Renfro from Green River in lane 3, Wesley Muir from Rock Springs in lane 4, Magnus Miller from Rock Springs in lane 5. And we're underway. Out to an early start. That's Wesley Muir from Rock Springs. Doing a good job, though. Joe Renfro from Green River keeping in contact, but now at the wall. Man, Muir and Miller are right on each other's heels. Renfro doing a good job out there in third place, all the way out to lane 5. That's Magnus Miller taking about a half body length. This stroke is so difficult. It's all about timing. And if you get the timing right, you get the power. Muir out in front with a 35.13. And he's the only one that's got a time. I don't think Miller was out in front. It looked like it was, or Muir was out in front. It looked like it was Miller, but there was a malfunction with that pad. We never saw a split time. Still, Magnus Miller in front at the 75-yard mark. Second place, Wesley Muir, and Joe Renfro coming along in third. Joe Renfro getting a lot of cheers from this Green River crowd, as here comes Magnus Miller to finish it, and he touches the wall, 116.94. And second places will be Wesley Muir at a 44.09 split. Waiting for his total time, Joe Renfro coming in third place, 119.22 for Wesley Muir, and a 133.98 for Joe Renfro. Renfro actually with a personal best. So too is Miller and Muir. That is 3 guys who all improved on their personal best. Great job, gentlemen. That'll bring us to Heat 2. Joe Rowell from Rock Springs in lane 1. Dallin Owens from Green River in lane 2. Gunnar Seeloff from Rock Springs in lane 3. Dalen Peterson from Rock Springs in 4. Porter Hall from Evanston in lane 5. Kyler Hoagman from Evanston in lane 6. And Corbin Harmon from Lyman in lane 7. Fastest seed time of this heat belongs to Dalen Peterson from Rock Springs with a 101.48, so he's already in. We'll see if anyone else is able to squeak in there with him. And they're off in the final heat of the boys' 100-yard butterfly. All of them neck and neck, but it does look like Gunnar Seeloff is starting to pull away. Seeloff comes in with a 108.55. That is good enough. No, not quite good enough. He needs to cut off 6 seconds to get to state. But Seeloff now leading a whole crew. They're all going to use each other to push each other. Keep your eye on Porter Hall in lane 5 in Evanston. Touching the wall, it is Seeloff. Hall right on his tail. So too is Peterson from Rock Springs. Now pulling ahead at the turn, Gunnar Seeloff. Stretching that lead out to half a body length. Remember, 111 for 3A, 102 for 4A in this event. Seeloff, a 4A swimmer. He needed to cut 7 seconds off. Seeloff has got a real chance here. 102 could do it. Gunnar Seeloff in lane 3. Here he comes to the wall. He hits it. And the time, waiting for it to be official. I think he's done it. Dalen Peterson in second, Porter Hall in third. Waiting for the final, and Gunnar Seeloff. Let's see that time scoreboard. 1:27. Gunnar Seeloff is into state and gets the win. Second place, Dalen Peterson with a 1:03.03. Third place, Porter Hall for Evanston. Fourth place, Kyler Hoagman. Sixth place, Corbin Harmon for Lyman. Seventh place, Joe Rail for Rock Springs. And that is how it works out. But how about the swim by Gunnar Seeloff? He is into the state meet in another event. He needed to drop down to a round 1 minute. He had a best of 1:08. That was a great swim as Seeloff takes the win. That'll bring up the 100-yard freestyle. We got 4 heats here. 58.50 is the 3A time. 54 flat is the 4A time. Trevor Lamoureux from Lyman in lane 3. Lyndon Probst from Rock Springs in 4. And Ethan Visart from Rock Springs in 5. We have seen some great time pushes here, or great time cuts here in the Green River Pool, and it looks like Probst from Rock Springs will not compete in this, so you just have Trevor Lamoureux versus Ethan Visart, 100-yard freestyle. Visart out in front, Lamoureux chasing well. Lamoureux catches in second. Ethan for Visart for Rock Springs in first. Lamoureux, though, starting to bring some time back on him. We could have a great sprint down the finish between these two. At the flip turn, it is Visart. Lamoureux, though, right on his tail. Visart out in front. Lamoureux trying to end his 100-yard freestyle season in style, looking for a personal best as Visart comes through. That he has a personal best of 1:16.62. He touches the wall, and he's going to be better than that. Lamoureux with a 1:26.64 is his personal best. He's definitely going to best that. Touches the wall, 1:23.07. Visart with a 1:15.01. Both of them with personal best times. That'll bring us to heat 2 of 4. And it looks like, unfortunately, Trevor Lamoureux has experienced a disqualification, it looks like, is the call, as a DQ appears next to his name on the scoreboard. So Ethan Visart gets the win, 15:01 here in Heat 1. Draymond Nebeker from Evanston in lane 1. Brandon Sanchez from Green River in lane 2. Logan Gray from Green River in 3. Carter Jordan from Rock Springs in 4. Jaron Welling from Evanston in 5. Large Risen from Rock Springs in 6th. And Deegan Smith from Rock Springs in 7th. Again, for the Rock Springs and Evanston swimmers, they need to swim under 1:02.50. For the Green River and Lyman swimmers, it's 1:11.50. Remember, lanes 1 and 2 closest to your screen, they extend out. As we get going, and keep your eye early as Jordan Carter from Rock Springs in lane, or Carter Jordan, excuse me, from Rock Springs in lane 4. He's got your attention right now. However, it is so close at the front. Also, Jaron Welling from Evanston with a decent chance. Here we come at the first turn. It is Carter, Welling, and then Gray. The rest of them right there on each other. Carter starting to stretch out a lead for Rock Springs. Welling and Gray, though, not letting him get anywhere. At the flip turn, it is Carter, but a good turn by Gray. He might have just gotten in front of him. Gray from Green River, Carter from Rock Springs, Jaron Welling from Evanston hanging on to third, but over in lane 6, Lordridson from Rock Springs starting to challenge Welling. And they touch the wall. It is Carter in first. Welling comes in second. Great touch by him. Gray comes in third. Fourth for Lajardson. Fifth for Sanchez. And sixth for Nebeker. 102.66, so just out of reach for the 100-yard freestyle time. Again, they need a 54 flat at the 4A, 58.50 at the 3A as we enter Heat 3. Porter Swenson from Lyman in lane 1, Mahanovich from Green River in lane 2, Timothy Stevens from Rock Springs in lane 3, Cole Gilmore from Green River in 4, Aiden Zimmerman from Green River in 5, Colin Gilmore from Green River in 6, Jackson Daniels from Evanston in 7, and Bryce Perry from Rock Springs in 8. Remember again, for 3A, which is Green River and Lyman, it's 58.50. For 4A, which is Evanston and Rock Springs, 54 flat. And off to an early lead. That's Timothy Stevens of Rock Springs. At the wall, Stevens, but keep an eye on lane 4. Cole Gilmore is challenging him, and a great turn by Aiden Zimmerman. This thing is tightening up. Sneaking away, Jackson Daniels in lane 7. He could be a factor as well. Out in front by half a body length, it is Stevens, followed by Gilmore. And now the crowd follows behind him. They are chasing him down. Timothy Stevens still in the lead for Rock Springs at the turn. And a great turn by Gilmore and Zimmerman in lanes 4 and 5. Look at this. Lane 5, Aiden Zimmerman for Green River. He's out in front. It's going to be a touch, and it is Zimmerman for Green River, out touching Timothy Stevens, who comes in second. Cole Gilmore in third. Fourth place, Jackson Daniels from Evanston. Fifth place, Mahanovich from Green River. Sixth place, Swinson from Lyman. Seventh, Gilmore. And in eighth is Perry. I think Mahanovich, he was disqualified. I was wondering if that was going to happen because the DQ comes up for Mahanovich. It looks like he might have twitched a little bit before it happened. But man, what a swim by Aiden Zimmerman. Zimmerman swims for Green River, and he is into state. He is into state. We'll have full state qualifying times out of this heat, out of this event at the end. The great people at Green River Aquatic Center printing it off for us and giving us the final results as they come in. Here we go into heat number 4. Jamar McDowell from Evanston in 1, Braddock Brown from Evanston in 2, Jackson Lullaton from Lyman in 3, John Spicer from Rock Springs in 4, Gunnar Seeloff from Rock Springs in 5, Zeke Reading from Green River in 6, Dante Moreno from Rock Springs in 7, and Gavin Sill from Lyman in 8. Here we go. A lot of speed demons in this one, especially 3, 4, 5, Lullaton, Spicer, and Seeloff. Here we go. At the first turn, it is, I would say, lane 3, Jackson Lullaton out in front. Seeloff and Spicer are chasing him, though. Lullaton looks like he's got an early lead. At the halfway point, it is Jackson Lullaton, 24-4-1. Lullaton has already qualified for state, but right now this is about getting a win. Lullaton out in front by 3/4 of a body length. Lullaton, but a great turn by Spicer. We are going to have an amazing finish here. Spicer versus Lullaton. Rock Springs versus Lyman coming to the finish. It looks like it's going to be Spicer out touching him. And Lullaton comes in second. Gunnar Seeloff comes in third. Reading comes in fourth. McDowell in fifth. Braddock Brown in 6th, 7th place to Moreno, and Sill in 8th. Lullerton with a great swim. And the time comes up. And it looks like we have a state qualifier. We'll have to wait till it comes in as we start the 500-yard freestyle. And when we get those events, we'll let you know who it is. But some celebration coming through. Someone's qualified for state. They took the times off so quickly. We'll have to make sure we got it there. But people who are vying to get into state, Dante Moreno, as well as Braddock Brown and Jamar McDowell. Jackson Lullerton, though, he swam brilliantly here today. Looks like Gavin Sill might have been the one they were cheering about. He only needed to drop 0.2 of a second, and I think he did it. Unofficial, we'll find out soon. Oh, sorry, we didn't switch that one. So now we go to the 500-yard freestyle. Only one heat in this one, half a mile. And this features in lane 1, Wesley Muir from Rock Springs, Noah Brandt from Rock Springs in lane 2, Hunter Jensen from Evanston in 3, Bo Buskell from Lyman in lane 4, Kyler Medechi from Rock Springs in 5, Eli Wilson from Evanston in 6, and Tyler O'Driscoll from Evanston in 7. Qualifying time at 4A, 5:35 flat, and at 3A, 6:12. Right now, Noah Brandt flirting with that 5:35. So is Hunter Jensen. If Hunter Jensen can drop 6 seconds, he'll be in. So he's the one to keep your eye on right now, as he's in lane 3 and taking an early lead. He's lane 4's Bo Buskell. He's already qualified in this event, but Hunter Jensen may use him as a carrot to just kind of figure out how it gets there, or figure out how he needs to do it. As Bo Buskell, the sophomore, first time we've seen him today out in front. I think Gavin Sill might have qualified for state, and that was the reaction. He needed to drop 0.2 of a second, and with how fast that heat was, that might be what the big roar was about. We'll have to wait until the results come in. Right now it's Bo Buskell in first, Hunter Jensen in second, and Kyler Medechi in third. Fourth place, Eli Wilson, Tyler O'Driscoll, and Wesley Muir and Noah Brandt battling for the other positions, but good pace set here by Bo Buskell as he is about to look at a quarter of the way through. Hunter Jensen, though, is now going to just kind of use him as a target to get there. Again, Hunter Jensen comes into this particular race needing to only drop 6 seconds. Medechi already in. Eli Wilson, if he can drop 20 seconds, he'll have a shot as well. Buskell taps at lap 6 with a split of 31.54. Coach Levine urging Hunter Jensen on, and now he is about to establish second place on his own. Kyler Medechi off in third place. Keep your eye on Eli Wilson for lane 6. He's starting to make some moves as well, as this race is indeed flying by. Bo Buskell already more than halfway there. We're going to take a break. We'll have the ads playing in the upper left corner when we come back. The conclusion of the 500 free on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive, brought to you by Phillips Law Office on mylocalradio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision. Be strong.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision. Be strong and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at Elan Ford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. Elan Ford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
This is Colt Hamilton with Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston. I'm excited to announce our new Legendary Leadership Award. Each month we are going to be giving away $1,000 to a local legendary leader. We need your nominations. We want to start giving back to people that have stepped up to keep our community thriving. Nominate anyone from leaders among our schools, healthcare workers, first responders, and so on. Who do you know that has made an impact in our community? Together, let's recognize and reward people that have made a difference in your lives. Email me your nominations at leaders@RockyMountainYetiEvanston.com or click the link below. Again, that's leaders@RockyMountainYetiEvanston.com.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Bo Buskell just took the 500-yard free with a time of 5:08.26. Now here's the question. Hunter Jensen from Evanston, who only needs to drop a little bit of time trying to finish this out. He's on his final lap, so too is Kyler Medici. Here comes Hunter Jensen and Medici. It's going to be Medici in second place and Jensen in third. Waiting for the times to appear as the splits were 31.72 for Medici, 33.25 for Jensen. 5:36.58 and 5:36.69, and just outside for both Medici, who's already qualified, however, and Hunter Jensen. A good swim by Jensen, but just outside of state qualifying time. Fourth place, though, is Eli Wilson from Evanston. As we look at the 100-yard freestyle, Gunnar Seeloff does qualify from Rock Springs, and in the 100-yard freestyle, John Spicer is in, Jackson Lullaton is in, Gunnar Seeloff is in, Zeke Reading is in, and so is Aiden Zimmerman, Timothy Stevens, and Gavin Sill, and Cole Gilmore. Those are your state qualifiers for that 100-yard butterfly. Coming in fourth place, Eli Wilson. Fifth place, Tyler O'Driscoll. Sixth place, Wesley Muir. However, that fifth place is Tyler O'Driscoll, 6:26.07. Eli Wilson in fourth with a 6:85. Fifth place, Wesley Muir with a 6:37.4 as Noah Brandt tags up and finishes seventh. We're waiting for his time, a split time of 42.13. Again, first place was Buskell from Lyman, 58.26. Second place, 5:36.58 for Medici. Jensen, 5:36.69 in third. And seventh place for Wesley Muir, his time up 6:30.74. And that is the end of the 500-yard freestyle. Moving on to the 200-yard freestyle relay. This is going to have two heats. Green River B, Evanston B, and Rock Springs F is the names of the team. Don't have names for anyone but Rock Springs. Dalvin Harris, Ethan Visart, Lyndon Probst, and Dallin Wilberg. But now you've got the next one, you've got the C teams and the A teams and the B teams, of course. And this one is a fast relay. It's 50 yards for each swimmer. After this, we'll have the 100-yard backstroke, then the 100-yard breaststroke, and then our final event, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Probably going to be out of here by about 6:30. Is when our broadcast will probably be ending around as we get ready for the 200-yard freestyle relay. Again, Green River B, Evanston B, and Rock Springs F. Green River in lane 2, Evanston in lane 3, Rock Springs in lane 4. And a good start by Evanston. That don't have the names in front of me, but that looks like it's possibly Kyler Hoagman. As we have our official state qualifier list, Bo Buskell is going to 3A, and he is the lone state qualifying time. Buskell already headed there, but a good swim by Buskell. Second place is Kyler Medechi. Third place, Hunter Jensen. Evanston's B in first place with a 29.63 split time. Sorry, it's 26.93 split time. And Rock Springs F in second place, and Green River B in third. Already heading home, Evanston B. Again, don't have names on the heat sheet, so apologize for that. As Evanston already on their third of 4 swimmers, and with a half pool length going in to this third leg, Rock Springs F in second place. Tagging up is Ethan Visart. Green River B in third place, tagging up, but almost catching him and lapping him is Evanston. As the Red Devils out in front. This is heat 1 of 2. We'll have the big teams coming up after this. 50 yards for each swimmer. And right now, Evanston looking to lap Green River B as Rock Spring F just went in, and Evanston might get them both. Evanston finishes with a time of 27.24 on the split. And the Red Devils ended that one fairly quickly. 1:44.74 is their time. Green River B and Rock Springs F competing to wrap it up. Green River B, of course. Excuse me, Rock Springs F with Dallin Wilbur tags up, and it's second place for Rock Springs F. Green River B comes in third place. 2:09.81 the time for Rock Springs F. 2:11 for Green River B. Or check that for Green River. Yeah, Rock Springs F, Green River B. Sorry about that. Going into Heat 2 to Rock Springs C with Noah Brandt, Bryce Berry, Hudson Poyer, and Landon Atkinson in lane 2. Green River A in lane 3. Rock Springs A with Dante Moreno, Gunnar Seeloff, Kyler Medechi, and John Spicer in lane 4. Evanston A in lane 5. Rock Springs B with Timothy Stevens, Cameron Ribrody, Tanner Thompson, and Carter Jordan in lane 6. And Rock Springs D with Seth Atkinson, Wesley Muir, Magnus Miller, and Aiden Nauenberg in lane 7. Off to a good start. That is Green River A. Again, we don't have names for them. As right on their tail, though, is Rock Springs A, but not to be counted out is the A team from Evanston. All the way in lane 6, kind of out of sight, out of mind. Great swim by Rock Springs B. Got to give it up for Timothy Stevens. Halfway through the second leg, it does look like Rock Springs A and Green River A are having a battle. Evanston A falling into fourth place as Rock Springs B with Cameron Brody looking good there as they tag in Tanner Thompson for Rock Springs B and Kyler Medechi for Rock Springs A. In the third leg already, but pulling ahead is Green River A. Again, don't have the name there. John Spicer, though, ready to try to bring it home for Rock Springs A, and they do have the lead. So I got the lanes mixed up there. So it is John Spicer for Rock Springs A. He's out in front and is going to take this one fairly easily. Keep your eye on Evanston in lane 5, though. They're chasing down Green River in lane 3. But it's an easy win for Rock Springs and John Spicer, 23:08 split time. Coming in second place, Evanston has made a great recovery. Good swim there to take second place at 26:16. It's Rock Springs A, the winner, 137.42. Second place, Evanston A with a 145.37. Third place, Green River A with a 146.58. Rock Springs B with a 147.22 in fourth. Rock Springs C with a 156.31 in fifth. And Rock Springs D in sixth with a 2:02 flats. Moving on to the 100-yard backstroke. This is heat 1 of 2 in lane 2, excuse me. You have Brandon Sanchez from Green River. Lane 3, Dallin Harris out of Rock Springs. Aiden Nauenberg from Rock Springs in lane 4. Tanner Treisbiak from Rock Springs in lane 5. And Draymond Nebeker from Evanston in lane 6. Qualifying times for 4A, 103 flat, and for 3A, 108 flat. Event number 10 of 12. And we're underway in heat 1 of 2. Off to a good start. That is Aiden Nauenberg of Rock Springs, but keep your eye on lane 2. Brandon Sanchez of Green River starting to make a challenge here, as it looks like lane 5 has decided not to start. That is Treisbiak for Rock Springs. Out of sight, out of mind, Nebeker for the Red Devils over in lane 6 could have something to say about it. We'll see who has the lead as we hit the first wall. Looking good in lane 4, however, is Nauenberg, and he does hit the wall with a 38.29. Nebeker for Evanston in second, and Harris for Rock Springs in third. Fourth place, Sanchez of Green River. Nauenberg in lane 4 looking very strong here as he gets into the flip turn. It'll take a good turn, and it is from Nebeker from Evanston. So it's either going to be Rock Springs Nauenberg or Evanston's Nebeker coming down the stretch. Nebeker has caught Nauenberg. This could be a big one. Evanston, Dramian Nebeker, as the line it comes, it is Nauenberg. 41.99 to 41.30 at the split. We'll see what the final standing is, but it is Nauenberg in first place with a 122.8, and back by half a second, 0.5 of a second. Nebeker for Evanston takes second, 120.35. In third place is Harris at 121.54. Brandon Sanchez comes in fourth with a 125.56. Moving on to heat number 2. This is the final heat. Cade Sims of Evanston in lane 1. Hudson Poyer for Rock Springs in lane 2. Seth Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 3. Hanky Phillips from Evanston in lane 4. Logan Wadsworth from Green River in 5. Gavin Branning from Evanston in 6. Dallin Weiberg from Rock Springs in 7. And Odin Ayer from Lyman in 8. Hanky Phillips needs to drop a second and a half, which we have seen in this pool, to give him a chance to qualify for state. Hanky Phillips does come up last and comes up in the lead. The half of the Evanston team is at the end of Hanky Phillips' line, and he is in first place. Keep your eye on Logan Wadsworth from Green River. Wadsworth comes in with a 107.3, already qualified for state, but Phillips needs a 103 flat in order to qualify for 4A. He taps at a 30.60. That is a great pace for Hanky Phillips. He stretches out the lead to have a body leak. Second place is Logan Wadsworth. Third place is Seth Atkinson. Phillips at the 75-yard mark hits it at around 47-ish seconds. He's got a real chance here. 13 seconds to work with. Phillips needs to come home. 10 seconds left. It's going to be incredibly close. Hanky Phillips, the Red Devils, rooting him home. He's got 3 seconds to work with. Comes in and hits the line. It's going to be close. I think he's got a shot. He's in first place. Wadsworth in second. Atkinson in third. Evanston looking at the scoreboard, waiting to see 103.22, and he just misses it. Hanky Phillips, 0.22 of a second, just under the qualifying time. And the sophomore puts on a great showing. He takes first in this one. We'll have the official list of state qualifiers after a minute when they print it out for us. But Hanky Phillips comes so close for Evanston. Moving on to the 100-yard breaststroke. This is heat 1 of 3. Brigham Johnson from Evanston in 3, Quinn Stokes from Evanston in 4, and Joshua Sorensen from Rock Springs in 5. Time to qualify, 1:10.50 for 4A, 1:16 flat for 3A. Looking at who is knocking on the door to qualify. We'll have to talk about that in a minute. Good start by all three of these young men. Breaststroke is about rhythm and timing, and if you put it together, it can help propel you through the water. This is the final individual event of the night. In the lead, it's Joshua Sorensen out of Rock Springs. Quinn Stokes chasing hard from Evanston. In third place, Brigham Johnson out of Evanston High School. Quinn Stokes trying to shut it down, and it is a 6600th of a second difference in the opening split. 41 flat for Sorensen. Stokes at 41.66. Stokes, though, starting to overtake. It's all going to depend on the turn by Sorensen as Brigham Johnson tags in with a 53.12 at the halfway point. State qualifiers in the 100-yard backstroke. No new state qualifiers. Hanky Phillips does win it, but he is 0.2 of a second over the state qualifying time. He is so close. And the sophomore, you know, he will be back for more in 2023. Good move here by Quinn Stokes to take the lead over Joshua Sorensen, stretching it out to a half body length. And he tags it with a 46.82 split, 49.44 for Joshua Sorensen. So waiting for the official time for Quinn Stokes to go on the board for Evanston as he wins the first heat. In third place, Brigham Johnson, 128.48, and Quinn Stokes improves his personal best time. So does Sorensen. 128.48 for Stokes, 134.4 for Sorensen, and Brigham Johnson waiting for his time. 201.07 is his personal best, waiting to see what it comes in at, and it's a 154.61. Great job by all three young men to improve on their personal bests as we move on to heat 2 of 3. Dallin Owens of Green River in lane 1. McCoy Voskis from Evanston in lane 2. Joe Rail from Rock Springs in lane 3. Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 4. Jackson Nichols from Evanston in lane 5. Erdman from Green River in lane 6. Owen Russell from Evanston in lane 7. And Neher from Green River in lane 8. And a big news just there, Joshua Sorensen does receive a disqualification from the stroke judge. So that time, unfortunately, will not count. Again, Dallin Owens from Green River in 1. Vosakis from Evanston in lane 2. Ralph from Rock Springs in lane 3. Landon Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 4. Jackson Nichols from Evanston in lane 5. Trace Erdman from Green River in 6. Owen Russell from Evanston in 7. And Andrew Naher from Green River in 8. However, it does look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jackson Nichols is not on the starting block, so he will not be competing in this race. Underway in the top heat. Trying to see if any one of these young men can come under their time. Again, for Green River and Lyman swimmers, it's 1:16 flat. For Evanston swimmers and Rock Springs swimmers, it's 1:10.50. Can't really discern who is in the lead. If I had to bet, it looks like Trace Erdman from Green River with an early lead. But right on his tail, Owen Russell from Evanston. But hey, keep your eye on lane 3. That's Joe Rowell, and he is indeed in the lead. Green River coaches urging their swimmers on. And after this, we're into our final event, the 400-yard freestyle. Or check that, this is heat 2 of 3. Apologies. Coming home at the final. This is so close. Erdman could take it. Rail could take it. It's going to be a fly all the way to the finish. Rock Springs Atkinson versus Trace Erdman of Green River. Who's it going to be? It looks like it is Atkinson with a 41.72 in the split. Waiting for his final time to show up on the board, and as all of the racers have finished, it's Atkinson in first. Second with a 1:19.11, 1:19.38. Erdman in second. Third place, Naher at the 1:21.46. Fourth place, Rail with a 1:21.89. Fifth place, Vosakis with a 1:22.26. Sixth place, Russell Owen for Evanston. Didn't get the rest of the times off as the came off the board as we got to get set for the final heat. Aiden Johnson from Lyman in lane 1. Tyden Hill from Lyman in lane 2. Bo Buskell from Lyman in lane 3. Camaro Rebrody from Rock Springs in lane 4. Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs in lane 5. Tanner Thompson from Rock Springs in 6. Sill from Lyman in 7. And Jackson Lulleton from Lyman in 8. And we'll see if any one of these young men can squeak under the times that they need. Keep your eye on Gavin Sill. Needs to drop half a second. Tanner Thompson in Rock Springs, though, not going to be quite there. Same thing with Tyden Hill. Needs to drop 1/10 of a second. So it'll be lane 2 and lane 7 for Lyman. That are the ones that are closest to qualifying for state. Right now, the early lead by Bo Buskell, but Tanner Thompson of Rock Springs right there as well. But Buskell definitely out in front by almost half a body length at the halfway point. It is Bo Buskell, 32.53. Gavin Sill, 35.56. And Tyden Hill with a 35.24. Remember, those are the two closest to qualifying for state. Jackson Lulleton also in there at lane 8. If he can drop 3 seconds, which is not outside the realm of possibility, especially if he just chases everyone home, that could be big. Bo Buskell, though, with a huge lead for the Lyman Eagles. He's already qualified for state, though. Tyden Hill and Gavin Sill right there. Tanner Thompson from Rock Springs going to try to come in under the 1:10.50. It's not going to happen. So it's up to the 3A teams. Let's see if they come in, and it'll be close. Buskell wins it. Rebrody takes second. Third place goes to Tanner Thompson. Sixth place to Lulleton. Seventh place to Sill. Fourth place to Hill, and it's going to be close. They took it off the board already. We'll have to wait for the printout to come out. But there is some celebration as we get set for Heat 1 of 2 of the 400-yard freestyle relay. Our final event of the day. It says Heat 1 of 2, but we may only have one heat. Evanston B in lane 3, Rock Springs D in lane 4, and Rock Springs E in lane 5. Wesley Muir, Deegan Smith, Christian Lordridson and Dallin Harris make up Rock Springs D, while Joe Rao, Ethan Visart, and Joshua Sorensen, as well as Dallin Weiberg, make up Rock Springs E. All right, looking at state qualifiers, Bo Buskell already all in there. Tyden Hill does make state, and so too does Jackson Lulleton. So the two Lyman Eagles are in. Gavin Sill just 6/10 of a second outside, but that is big as Tyden Hill and Jackson Lulleton all qualify for state out of this one. 400-yard freestyle relay, so 100 yards for each, as right now Evanston B in lane 3 currently sits in third place. Or actually, no, they're in first place. That's because that's Jackson Nichols in the water. Nichols, let's see what his split is, 27.72. And Hunter Jensen is also there well. So this B team really looks like the A team of Evanston, if you ask me. Nichols maybe was swimming to see if he could get a qualifying time in the 50 freestyle. Again, that was 27.82. And in the freestyle, not going to have that come in at 4A. Red Devils A team already tagging in as they are off to a flying start. Or B team rather, unofficially. As Rock Springs D and E competing hard. Evanston getting ready to tag in their third of 4 swimmers. This looks like Hunter Jensen for my money. It looks like Wyatt Sawyer, who came in for the Red Devils. Evanston out in front by a good margin. Rock Springs D in second, with Rock Springs E in third. Jensen hitting the halfway point as they tag in the third swimmer for Rock Springs D. That is Christian Lordridson. Hanky Phillips looks like he's ready to anchor Evanston B. As he's up on the blocks. Hunter Jensen already tagging in his man, and now Hanky Phillips will swim 100 yards to finish it off. So Evanston B, with 2 of their best swimmers, Jackson Nichols and Hunter Jensen, are going to take this heat no problem. Hanky Phillips hits the halfway point. Behind him is Rock Springs D. Dalen Harris getting tagged in by Christian Lordrodson. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Ethan Visart for Rock Springs E in third place, as Hanky Phillips is ready to finish this one for Evanston. Hitting the wall. Evanston B wins it with a 33-4-3 split from Hanky Phillips. 3:54.7 is the final time. Rock Springs D on their final lap. E chasing them down in the water for Rock Springs right now. Rock Springs D's got Dalen Harris and Dallin Weiberg, excuse me. Weiberg for E, Harris for D, as Harris coming home. And stops the clock with a 39.96 split Red Devils win it with a 3:54.7 Evanston B. Waiting for the final time for Rock Springs D, 4:43.17. As the E team for Rock Springs ends with Weiberg tapping in with a 37.62 split time and a 4:57.25. And this is it. The final heat of the last chance meet here at Green River. Lane 2 will be Green River B, 3 Green River A, 4 Rock Springs A with Dallin Peterson, Gunnar Seeloff, Kyler Medechi, and John Spicer. Lane 5, Evanston A, Rock Springs B in Lane 6 with Timothy Stevens, Carter McBurnett, and Bryce Perry, as well as Noah Brandt. And Rock Springs C in Lane 7 with Landon Atkinson, Magnus Miller, Carter Jordan, and Hudson Poyer. And underway in the final heat of the final event of heat meet before the state championship next week in Gillette for these swimmers. Out to an early lead, that is Green River A. Don't have names on them, but man, closing it down quickly. This is going to be very, very close for everyone involved. As at the halfway point, it is Green River A in first, Rock Springs A in second, Evanston A in third. Rock Springs A in the water with Dallin Peterson. And now he's starting to make a move. Peterson pulling out in front. And he will get ready to tag in Gunnar Seeloff. However, it is Rock Springs and Green River neck and neck. Evanston A right behind. Rock Springs A now with Gunnar Seeloff in the lead. Second place, Green River B, and then Evanston A getting chased down quickly by Rock Springs B. Great swim by Carter McBurnett. Seeloff out in front for Rock Springs A. It looks like McCoy Voskis in the water for Evanston as Mick Burnett and assumed to be Voskis flip at almost the exact same time. Carter swimming well Magnus Miller. Carter Jordan, for Rock Springs out in front. Swimming well for Rock Springs C as Rock Springs A gets a good swim for Seeloff, and now Kyler Medechi in the water. Green River A in second place and Rock Springs B in third place. Going into the water, that might be Magnus Miller. It is. Good swim right now by Kyler Medechi. John Spicer, though, one of the fastest sprinters in the state, stands on deck for the Rock Springs Tiger team to try to close this one down. And the tag, Spicer ready to go. It is Rock Springs A in first. Green River A in second. And Rock Springs B in third. But man, Spicer, look at this. Absolutely tearing this pool up. And he moves so fast. Spicer at the halfway point. Wow, a blistering time at 25.20 at the split. Evanston A tags in their final swimmer. Spicer already heading home. Green River C just had their final swimmer go in as well. But John Spicer finishes the win for Rock Springs A, a 28.36 split. And now Rock Springs B looks like they'll take third behind the great swim by Hudson Poyer. And Green River A takes second place. Don't have the name of that swimmer, but a good swim by him nonetheless. And third place, it is Green River B. Noah Brandt does the great job. In third place, total time for Rock Springs A, 3:39.59. Green River A, 4:02.38. And in third place, Rock Springs B with a 4:11.51. Who will be fourth? We're about to find out as Poyer hits the mat with a 34.67 in fourth place. Evanston's A with a 40.48 rather. Total time coming in. Fourth place for Rock Springs C, 4:35.77. In fifth place, Evanston A with a 4:38.86. And in sixth place, Green River B. And then they took the time off the mat. And that's going to do it for the last chance meet. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to recap it and wrap up the broadcast here from Green River on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston and Lyman Swim and Dive on MyLocalRadio.com, presented by Phillips Law Office in Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The Lumber Yard in Evanston caters to commercial and residential customers. They have all your DIY projects covered, including tool rentals. You can rent lots of things from tables and chairs to scaffolding and U-Hauls at the Lumber Yard in Evanston. Fully stocked and ready to help.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankum, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? You told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankum.
Well, give him a call, 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankum at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
The final event to happen in the West is over. It's time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat. It all got started with the 200 medley relay, and that was taken by Rock Springs A, Seth Atkinson, Dalen Peterson, Carter McBurnett, and Dante Moreno. Dante Moreno with a great swim to chase down Green River A's anchor to win that one. Green River A comes in second, and Rock Springs B with Aiden Nauenberg, Joe Rell, Cameron Rebrody, and Tanner Thompson comes in third. In the 200-yard freestyle, that was won by Hunter Jensen. No, he does not get that state qualifying time. He is literally 85 hundredths of a second short. Second place is Kyler Medechi, who is just short as well. Wyatt Sawyer comes in third. Only state qualifiers coming out of that one. Aiden Zimmerman, Titan Hill. Aiden Zimmerman for Green River and Titan Hill from Lyman will qualify for state today out of the 200-yard freestyle. Our next event, the 200-yard individual medley. Brady Young for Green River wins it. Jackson Nichols comes in second, and Carter McBurnett comes in third. Young qualifies for state. So too does Cameron Rebrody Cole Gilmore out of Green River. So a good swim by him. In the next event of the day, that was the 50-yard freestyle. John Spicer already qualified for state, but Brady Young from Green River also punches his ticket. He takes second. Dante Moreno, not quite quick enough, about 0.3 of a second under or over the state qualifying time for 4A, but he takes third here today. Green River's Zeke Reading comes in with a 24.91. He finishes fifth, but he does qualify for state, so congratulations to him there. Then we had the diving. That was won by Braxton Cordova, who breaks the pool record for 6 dives with 290.30. Kyle Kite comes in second for Green River, the 250.20. River Kurtz from Green River with a .10. Not sure exactly how the state qualifying worked, as there were multiple gentlemen who came in over the qualifying scores that they needed, but we're not sure if those were season bests from 6 or 11 dives, so we'll have to get back with you on that at a later time. Our next event was the 100-yard butterfly. Gunnar Seeloff of Rock Springs wins it and qualifies for 4A, and he is your only state qualifier. Dallin Peterson comes in second at a 103.03, just a half second off, and Porter Hall of Evanston comes in third, a couple seconds off as well. Moving on to the next event, that would be the 500-yard freestyle. Bo Buskell is your only state qualifier coming out of there. He takes first place. Kyler Medechi takes second, out-touching Hunter Jensen by a 1/10 of a second as Jensen takes third. In the next event, the 100-yard backstroke. No new state qualifiers there. Hanky Phillips wins the event, but is 22 hundredths of a second off of the pace. So close. A great job by Hanky Phillips when you consider he came into today's event with a seed time of 1:04.54. He knew he had to drop about a second and a half, and he nearly does it, but just comes up short. The sophomore, though, will be back for more in 2023. Logan Wadsworth for Green River comes in second, and Seth Atkinson from Rock Springs comes in fourth. In the final individual event of the night, it was the 100-yard breaststroke, won by Bo Buskell from Lyman. He qualifies for 3A state with a 109.22. Second place, Cameron Rebrody from Rock Springs comes in 3 seconds over the state qualifying time for 4A, and Tanner Thompson comes in third with a 1:14.21. We do have 2 state qualifiers in the 3A coming in the top 6. Titan Hill finishes fourth with a 1:14.98. Qualifies him. He needed to be under 1:16 flat. And Jackson Lulleton of Lyman comes in with a 1:15.75. Missing it by just half a second is Lyman's Gavin Sill. So a close race there. And then the final event of the day goes to Rock Springs A, Rock Springs A with Dallin Peterson, Gunnar Seeloff, Kyler Medechi, and John Spicer. Second place, Green River A, and third place, Rock Springs B, Timothy Stevens, Bryce Perry, Carter McBurnett, and Noah Brandt. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's in Evanston at 113 Front Street, where fast and fresh meat. It's time for your Dr. McKay Frankum swim of the meet. And despite him coming up just a little short, we're going to give it to Hanky Phillips, who does a great job. He needed to cut a second and a half to give himself a shot, and he nearly does it. Only misses state by 0.2 of a second. So congratulations to Hanky Phillips for the Evanston side. On the Lyman side, you've got to give it to Jackson Lulleton and Gavin Sill, both qualifying for events that they knew they needed to drop major time for. And those are your Dr. McKay Frankum precision swims of the meet. That's going to do it for not only our broadcast here of the 2020 Last Chance Meet, but of Evanston and Lyman swimming in 2022. A big thank you to Phillips Law Office for sponsoring our broadcast. Phillips Law is a full-service law firm located in Evanston, Wyoming, here to serve you. You will have your case evaluated for free, confidentially, and with no obligation on your part. Phillips Law provides each client attentive, individual service of the highest quality. The staff at Phillips Law believes exceptional client service and consistent positive results obtained on behalf of their clients set them apart. Please contact Phillips Law today. Phillips Law, a law firm you can trust. A big thank you to Phillips Law Office for their support of us bringing swimming and dive to mylocalradio.com. And again, that's going to do it for our swim coverage in the year 2022. A big thank you to you, and on behalf of all of the staff at mylocalradio.com, we have our producers, Mr. Sean Hando, as well as Colton Bagley. Our executive producer is Val Cook. Our office manager, Kayleen Anderson. Our sales director, Julie Burley. And our sales manager, Matt Petrie, as well as our sales associates, Miss Christine Wiley and Mr. Dustin Myers, as well as the rest of the staff at My Local Radio Sports, the voice of the Valley, Cullen Holtz, the voice of the Rich Rebels in Utah, Mr. Cody Olson, and the voice of the Preston Indians in Idaho, Mr. Dan Hubbard. I'm Elan Off saying we'll see you next time the ball flies, which will be right here on mylocalradio.com and KNYN tomorrow night when Evanston basketball gets back on the hardwood. It's Evanston versus Cody in some very important matches. Girls tip off at 6 o'clock. Boys at 7:30. We'll have our pregame show on the air around 5:30 p.m. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you so much, and take care.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Red Devil Sports on MyLocalRadio.com.